Okay, here's our project tonight. We're working on our Maytag Neptune Dryer, looking at an issue with the touch panel up here. Here's the model number that I'm working on. Model number MDE5500AYW. And what I've learned, well, let me tell you first, the issues were that this would be making these beeping noises during a cycle as though buttons were being pressed. And then what would happen is sometimes even when it was off at night, you'd hear beeping as though buttons were being pressed, and it would sort of wake itself up. It's the only way to describe it. And then when you were in the middle of a cycle, sometimes what would happen is I would typically start on a time dry cycle. You'd hear buttons. It sounds like buttons being pressed, the beeping noise again. And it would switch over to sensor dry. Sometimes you couldn't stop it, turn it off. So if any of that sounds like your issue, this video might be for you. What I learned from some research is that often on this model, or it can happen on this model, the touch panel itself can go bad or get a short in it rather than being the actual control board, which is good in some ways. This whole touch panel is unitized. Here's the old one right here, and connected via this ribbon cable to the actual control board. So all you have to do is go online. You're going to want to look up your model number. Here's the one that I've got, 22. Can you pull focus for me here? Try to get that. It's harder to see. It's 2201808 on this one. And you're going to want to make sure those match to whatever it is you're going to order. And then what you can do is order that new one and just swap it over, and I'll show you basically how that works. Let's get this old one out of the way. So you take your board, and the way this comes apart is pretty straightforward. What you'll do is you'll reach around to the back, and what the order I would do it in is there's two sheet metal screws. There's one right down here. Focus isn't working very well on this thing at the moment. See if I can get this to focus. Right down in here. Yep, there we go. And then there's another one right over here. You can see, and I would pull those first. There's a whole metal panel that goes over the top of this, and then that metal panel connects here and along these screw holes 2, 3, and 4, and then that just pops off, and this whole contraption, then the whole touch panel just rocks forward, and you'll be able to lift it up like that. And when you roll it over and look, you'll find your ribbon cable here. You're going to want to match those numbers again. The ribbon cable just connects via this little plug. It's a pretty straightforward plug. You don't have to mess with any of these other jumpers at all. They can stay right on the board. The board itself comes out with these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and there's another one right back here, 4. And so you'll lift the board out, still connected via all these things to the dryer. You'll unplug this cable, bring the new unit in, put the cable back in, put the board into the new unit, screw it in, and reattach it. You want to make sure, of course, that your power is off at your breaker for all that, just for safety. And then this guy just drops right back into these slots here. Hard to do with one hand. And then you reattach your backing plate in the reverse order that you put it on, and you're done. So hopefully this helps somebody else out as well. If you do like this video, please hit like and subscribe.